Hunter and I became romantically involved. First thing we had to do was hide it. At least, that's how he felt about it. I wanted to be recognized for my talent, not who I was sharing a bed with. I wanted to be respected as a wrestler, as a performer on par with the men, not as some bend-over Betty who fought her way to the top. Not like Cool Whip, who stole that trophy by shaking her ass. So I had to walk the walk, gain the guy's respect inch by inch. And I was confused. Why did I have to go and fall in love with him? Yeah, I wanted the guy's respect, but I also wanted Hunter's. Respect is such a big issue for me. I didn't want the relationship with the man of my dreams to be behind closed doors. It was just another feeling of rejection to me, of me. It was a feeling of Hunter being embarrassed to be with me. I used to feel so hurt when Hunter's regular rats would show up at the airports, the buildings, the gyms. They would make up an excuse to why they couldn't suck his dick that night. They would hug and would be on our way. Platonic Hunter and his bodyguard. I would get pissed off and Hunter would argue, "But Buffy was such a nice girl. Why should I be mean to her?" Or, "Susie always speaks from you with love to her. I don't want you to be upset when you see her." Upset? No, why would I be upset, Paul? I'm having a relationship with the man and want to acknowledge me in public. But the respectable dick suckers can get hugs and smiles or a great breakfast with me sitting at the table getting sick to my stomach. Now, in Hunter's defense, before me, he was a single, awesome-looking guy with no fame, no money, and a body to die for. There were women all over him, and as they say, when in Rome, do as Romans do. So that's just what he did. However, after he got more involved, the groupies faded, the rat scuttled away, and Hunter lost some of his cheese. Thank God. The truth is, he didn't give a shit about any of them. Paul was in love with me. They just couldn't acknowledge that because he was more concerned about his job, his position, what people might say. Okay, let me hit this straight. The same people who probably couldn't care less about what he did personally, the same people who are dying to get some great gossip from one of us, the same people who are screwing different brides every night or week while their wives and kids were home sleeping, are those the same people that would give us a hard time if they knew we were together? Now, I'm not saying that everyone partakes in this behavior, but it is certainly considered acceptable. Okay, so I went with it at first and kept my mouth shut. Then, after a while, I didn't give a fuck who found out. Believe me, I had been paying my dues. I was working hard and performing well. The fact is, we just felt differently about the situation. I didn't like it, but I loved Paul. I just think Hunter looked at it from a complete business point of view. This really makes sense because in reality, Hunter treats his business like the perfect wife. He loves it. He works hard at the relationship. He thinks about it all the time. He nurtures it. He protects it. He embraces it wholly. He couldn't live without it. He makes it his number one priority. Point being, Triple H really did marry Stephanie McMahon, or her company anyway, and I was his mistress. I mean, some things you can't change, ever.